Local 3 Sports. This is Friday Night Football with Ben Bobick, Samantha Casano, and Greg Glover.
Friday Night Football is brought to you by Food City. Nobody does food like Food City. And Sonic. Sonic.
And now, Friday Night Football.
Welcome into your favorite TV show. And my friends, this is what high school athletics is all about. Because the world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. And tonight, high school careers came to a close, dreams crushed. And for others that decided to wake up and be mean, so mean they could make medicine sick, dreams still alive. The opportunity to guarantee at least one more week with your best friends with the common goal of winning a state championship. That's playoff football, baby, and it's what we have for you tonight. From start to finish, we start with our Game of the Week.
It's time for the Friday Night Football Game of the Week, sponsored by Warren & Griffin, your local 5-star law firm, supporting high school football for decades in Chattanooga and North Georgia.
Bradley Central has passed all their tests this season with flying colors, undefeated, region title, home field advantage for much of the postseason. But one game always stood out. That was their win over Maryville. But that win back on September 1st doesn't mean much now because they have to do it again. The mighty Rebels paying Bear Stadium a visit in round 2 of the 6A playoffs. Sports reporter Samantha Casano joins us live from Bradley Central High School. Samantha, this had eyes from everywhere. We all want to know, how did it shake out?
Yeah, before kickoff, we talked about some keys to the game. Get off to a hot start. Stay locked in on defense. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Those are the types of things you have to do against a program like Maryville. And boy, were these Bradley Central Bears up to the task. Perennial powerhouse Maryville versus the undefeated Bears. And the Bears have quite the welcome for the Rebels. Boo Carter takes Bradley Central's opening drive all the way to the house. What a start for the Bears. An immediate 7-0 lead with over 9.5 minutes to go in the first. Maryville responds on their ensuing drive. Will Jones connects with Colton Faust. He is wide open and off on a mission. Cue the he's a freshman chance. We're all tied up at 7. It looks like that's going to be the score after 1, but 4th and 17, Caleb Martin finds Jackson Wilson, who slides into the end zone. Who said it's not baseball season anymore? Bradley back in front. Second quarter, the Rebs answer back, not too far to go. Gage Ledoux punches it in. It's back to a tie ball game. But Boo Carter, well, he has other plans. Number 6 takes Colin Stringer's kickoff from one end of the field to the other, 90-plus yards. Ain't nobody stopping this kid. A nice little preview for the Knoxville crowd on hand, 21-14 Bears. And if that's not a gut punch enough, Max Wilson immediately snags the interception, the first of 4 for Bradley Central. A double-digit lead at halftime holds. The Bears knock off mighty Maryville for the second time this season. Final 37-14.
Yeah, I mean, they've stepped up. You know, I didn't expect tonight they would step up quite like this, if I'm being honest. You know, hold them to shut them out in the second half was obviously huge. Offense puts some pressure on them to have to score a lot of points. So it was a great team win, like I mentioned.
It's real big for the program. We continue making history, continue to win games, and continue to listen to our coaches. I mean, we're going to come out with an outcome like this every time.
Before week 3, you had to go all the way back to 1945 for the last time Bradley Central beat Maryville. Now they've done it twice in one season, the first team to do that to the Rebels since 1986. Maryville also missing out on the quarterfinals for the first time in my lifetime. Granted, I'm not that old, but it's still been 2.5 decades, so it's been a minute. Now Bradley Central will welcome in Bearden next week for the quarterfinals. For now, live at Bradley Central High School in Cleveland, Samantha Casano, Local 3 Sports.
See, Samantha's not giving away her age. I will. It was in 1995. I was 1 year old. Life was good. Now let's kick to it. Out of all the playoff matchups we had tonight, only one featured 2 area teams. And guess what? It was another big game at Jewel Field. Undefeated Meigs County, not fazed by their jump to 3A, hosts Sequatchie County, fresh off their first playoff win in 5 years. Only one to keep the party rolling. And how's this for getting the party started? And who else would it be for Meigs County? Coach McGinty always said winners want the ball when the game is on the line. Ethan Meadows to the house. Yeah, what else is new, right? Later on in the first, Tigers with the ball again. And you don't even have to guess. This time he tries to outrun our cameras. Meadows again, touchdown. And to think there were people out there that didn't nominate this kid for Mr. Football. Couldn't have been us, I'll tell you that. Hey now, Squatch County didn't come all this way just to roll over. Sam Evans, the Jackson Tate, and the Tribe are on the board in Decatur. What a ball game this was. Just when you thought Meigs County would run away with it, Sequatchie County kept fighting, coming within a score. In the end, the Tigers stay undefeated and move on to the quarterfinals as they beat Sequatchie County 42-28. From one black and orange team to another, time for a dog walk at Bean Stadium. South Pittsburgh hosting Clay County in the 1A second round. The Pirates are so good. I mean, so good. They give us to Jamichael Buckner, and Buckner says, peace, I'm out of here. The sophomore takes it in. Cannon fired, South Pitt up. Now the Pirates are on the doorstep again. Mr. Football semifinalist Cam Wellington will be moving to his left. He's looking to pass and says, screw it, I am that good. Truck stick here, son. Cam Wellington leaving no doubt on that tutter. It's Agent Zero again, this time on the move. And he sees time. He looks like he's going to run this time, though. But think again. That's why this kid is so dang good. Wellington to a wide open Rakash Kelly, and he could have ran this all the way to Bridgeport, and no one would have caught him. The South Pittsburgh Pirates keep on climbing that stairway to 7 as they take care of Clay County 58-0 to move on to the quarterfinals. Tom Weathersfield has seen a lot of big football games. Tonight no different as the Lions host Macon County in the 4A second round. And I don't know what Malik Reiser ate pregame or who ticked him off, but this man was possessed out the gate. Big TFLs for that potent Lions defense. And that Lions defense would strike early. Tigers on the pitch here, and that puppy gonna come on out. Big scrum forward, and it's Braden Howard. The bottom of that pile is gonna come away with it, but false start penalties killed Red Bank's stride. Macon County gonna get it back, and they took advantage after a nice drive, capped by this Luke Gammon, QB keeper, and the Tigers lead 7-0. Early in the second quarter, Red Bank just needs a spark, and they get it big time. Caden Lovelace, the freshman, looks like he wants to run right, but he couldn't miss Malachi Stevenson, who was so wide open you could drive a Mack truck between him and the Macon County secondary. They needed a spark and got it, but that's all they'd get as Macon County comes into the Lions' den and beats Red Bank 28-7. With all the adversity they face, still a lot to be proud of for the Lions. Let's kick it to the scoreboard for the first time tonight. Gordonsville eliminates Whitwell. Bledsoe County loses a heartbreaker at Hampton. And Giles County actually won that game over McMinn Central. I do know that. We don't have the score for you up there. Post McCauley off to the state semifinals for a rematch with MBA at home next week.
Here's your pick for the Friday Night Football Play of the Week, brought to you by Center for Sports Medicine. We keep players in the game.
We set an FNF record for votes this week, but only one could prevail, and it belongs to Meigs County. The Tigers' tough Ricker with a heads-up play on a lateral to Ty Benford, who catches it in stride and rolls to the end zone for a score. This sparked Meigs County's first-round win that earns our Week 12 Play of the Week honor as the Tigers are off to the quarterfinals now. Now, while it's only the second round on the public side in Tennessee, it's the quarterfinal round in Division II. We've got highlights from Pear here locally, plus another trip out to Marion County. Keep it locked here on Local 3. More Friday Night Football after the break.
Cheer on with the Friday Night Football Cheerleaders of the Week.
Out loud, we are the Buccaneers! We are the Buccaneers, the mighty, mighty Buccaneers! Hey, 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 stand up! Be proud! Say it again! Out loud, we are
The Baylor Red Raiders ended a decade-long state title drought last fall. Once the celebration died down, all focus shifted to another goal. Back-to-back, Big Red began their playoff run for consecutive titles in a familiar place, Haywood Stadium, hosting Christian Brothers in the D2 AAA quarterfinals. Welcome to the Light Show. Everything's lit at the Light Show. Red Raiders and Purple Wave in the 4-2-3. Baylor up big in the first half, and they're showing no signs of stopping. Whit Muschamp deep to Zane Rastelli. And what a grab from Rastelli, dazzling on the gridiron right before hoop season, too. That Chris Brown-led defense on full display as the Red Raiders are pitching a first-half shutout to give here to the left. Big hit from Nelson McKnight for a loss that sets the Purple Wave back. Speaking of being backed up, penalties at Baylor well behind the sticks. Doesn't matter when you have this safety blanket. Muschamp to Max LeBlanc. Snake Eyes says, keep it moving, baby. Red Raiders on the doorstep and the knockout punch. Shakai Mills Knight says, let me talk to you. Yeah, ball game. Baylor rolls into the semifinals with a 49-7 win at home over Christian Brothers. Now to Boyd Buchanan, another quarterfinal game as the Bucks look to clinch a spot in the D2 AA semis hosting North Point Christian. Some call it the tush push, the Eagles the brotherly shove. Let's call this the Buccaneers steer. The whole offense behind the wheel this one as they push nearly 10 yards for the score. Boyd Buchanan has the early lead. Bucks looking to go deep, and you already know the connection. It's absolutely magical, and this may be his best catch yet. Jaden Moore comes down with it from Houston Hicks. This combo lethal when the ball flies more than 20 yards. Boyd Buchanan starting to roll, and they're following the same formula as last week. A Moore TD followed by a Sebastian Jones TD. Under the sea and off to the end zone for Jones. These Gary Rankin-led Boyd Buchanan Buccaneers, you'll see them at home in the state semifinals as they win 28-3. One more win, and they're off to Finley Stadium. Now it's a party over in Jasper. Marion County hosting East Robertson in the 2A second round. Warriors down 7-0 late in the first half, and Tilton Pickett is on the move. Tilton looking like Kenny Pickett with this throw on the run, right in the arms of Luke Tipton in the back of the end zone. Warriors tied the game before things head to halftime. Second half now, and the Indians have a stud at Mr. Football semifinalist Isaiah Groves. He shows you why. Groves is in for the score, and East Robertson back in front. They'd had a field goal to go up 17-7, but that's okay. 10-point game in the fourth, no big D. Marion County still very much in it. But Groves says no dice. This cat is the absolute real deal, and so is East Robertson as they come into Marion County and eliminate the undefeated Warriors 24-7. Let's head back to the scoreboard. Toby freaking Maddox and the Trine Bulldogs are off to the second round. Dade County big winners as well. North Murray and South Atlanta will play tomorrow at 7. We got Lumpkin County eliminates Gordon Lee Wesleyan over Ringgold Heritage and Westminster at 3:30 tomorrow in the 4A first round. And Stevenson and Northwest Whitfield at 7:30 tomorrow in the 4A first round. And Dalton, every time Cedric's here, Dalton gets a big win. They win it again. They're off to the second round in 5A.
Catch all of the fun on Fan Cam, sponsored by Arby's. We have the meats.
People ask often what's some of the best local high school football stadiums. One that comes to mind instantly, Bear Stadium. It's always packed. It's always rocking. And it hosted one of the best games of the season tonight. Abigail Martin says no better place for our Week 13 Fan Cam.
It's Friday night football and Local 3 Sports. It's win or go home, and Bradley Central thinks they've got it in the bag.
The Bears in their victory.
We're on him. Hang on.
It's time for the Friday Night Football Band of the Week with Greg Glover, sponsored by Armor Exteriors, your locally owned, not locally franchised exterior remodeling experts.
If you haven't been over to Benton, Tennessee lately, this is a good weekend to do it with the leaves changing. It's just beautiful. And if you're there on a football Friday night, you'll want to stick around for halftime with these guys and gals. The Wildcat Marching Band from Polk County High School is your Band of the Week.
We have a lot of great teams in the area playing some really good ball as of late. I mean, it's the playoffs. But man, has Walker Valley really turned it on. Their first win over McMinn County ever a few weeks ago to win the region title. And then they put up 74 points last Friday in the first round. But could they keep the good times rolling? And round two, Stangs in the crispy yellow on whites tonight. Love it on the doorstep. Easy money for Evan Schwarzel. The senior has been everything and then some for Walker Valley. And here's the thing. You never underestimate the power of the Schwartz. Or in this case, Lone Star, the power of the Schwarzel. Number one again, easy money, Tutty. Hey, now the Panthers would get on the board with a field goal, and that's really it because there's no slowing down this Walker Valley football team. The Mustangs are off to the 5A quarterfinals for the first time ever with a 37-11 win over Lenore City at home. Now we go to Georgia. First round action for Christian Heritage, and the Lions move the ball nicely. Carter Tripp put on the keep after the fake, and he almost gets to the goal line. And listen, it works so much, it would do it again, but the Lions would actually go down tonight to Macon County. They're eliminated in the first round. Let's go to the scoreboards one more time. Here we go. Fort Payne moving on. Haleyville eliminates North Jackson. Locust Fork over North Sand Mountain. Pisgah moving on. Scottsboro goes down to Moody. Sylvania over Vinemount. And in North Carolina, Eastern Randolph over Hayesville by 29. And Murphy is rolling over Bishop McGuinness as they stay in. I think we all could agree. We've got one more show. Let's make the best of it. Have a lovely, lovely weekend, everybody.
Friday Night Football is brought to you by Food City and Sonic Drive-In. We thank the Chattanooga area Arby's for feeding our Friday Night Football team. Arby's, we have the meats.